Susan Witkowski from the Community Medical Clinic of Kershaw County, and those of you that don't know me, I'm the CEO here. And today we are going to have our Community Medical Clinic garden dedication. In this garden that we have done over several years in our tradition, we dedicate those that have passed on because we want to remember the works and the service that they did and how it lives on in those of us that are still here to take care of the folks that are underserved and those in need of medical services. We typically do this in April during Volunteer Week, and this year we weren't able to have a great gathering, but it was still very important this year to remember these 8 people that have passed on. So please join me and reflect as we go ahead and read this garden poem and say a little bit about these folks and the services that they provided at the clinic. God, we need peace. So when we come to the garden for quiet, we need joy. So we come to the garden for our senses, the green of leaf, the rich crumbling smell of soil, and the scent of pine needle, the sounds of small life, of chipmunk and bird, that come and go in all places natural, the rough texture of gravel, the delicacy of a flower petal. Bill Coombs. He was one of the founding board members that we had, and he also truly was the first executive director and trained me in my first 6 months. And he gave tirelessly to making sure that everything was in working order, and sometimes he would even drive patients to the hospital. Lee Mays, one of our very first dentists that volunteered to help people with oral care. He had such a kind spirit, always had a smile, and was willing to help anyone whenever I gave a call. He would pick up the phone and answer the call. Chip Summers, again, another person who was one of our founders on the board, who happened to also be the beloved preacher at Bethesda Presbyterian Church. And he gave guidance and wisdom on our board as a board member and also helped us with lots of funding. We need to let things go, so we come to the garden for rest. And we need to let people go, so we come to the garden to remember them. We need hope, so we come to the garden to watch things grow, reminding ourselves to be planters and to enjoy what others have planted. Bob Stamm. Bob Stamm was a volunteer that worked tirelessly as a patient advocate. He would sit there and comfort people, hold their hands, and help them meet the eligibility for services for the clinic. And Bob also took the call when I asked him to be part of a facilities manager. So this facility and this building that we are now in 2006, Bob with 4 other members, Tony Paradiso and Art Delperdang and Larry Reynolds, helped to make sure with their guiding hands and their engineering prowess and direction, made sure that this building was built right. Alice Blake Ford. She was our card and thank you lady for a long time. She made sure that we had stamps, and she wrote letters and thank yous and wrote wonderful notes to volunteers. We need benches where we can begin to let Sabbath in our lives. We need paths to help us recognize our own journeys. We need a justice commitment to environment, a global commitment that calls us to action, but we also need a small square of real earth to root our speeches and to get our hands dirty. Sheila McKinney. She was a real small but powerful, and she helped us so much with our very first event, and that was our garden tour. She did all of the copy and the marketing, and those of you that know her, she was just stellar with her words. Harriet, another board member for us who worked tirelessly to help us fundraise on our very first fundraising campaign. She was also a board member, and another woman that blazed a trail during her time to make sure that women had a voice in their health care. We need community, so we come to this garden to give and receive a shared blessing, not the result of our personal winter catalogs, spring compost, summer weeding, to give and receive a shared blessing from the hand of the sower of seeds. Amen. Trish Kirkland, she was a nurse, and she was so quiet and patient, and her background as a professor and a teacher of younger nurses, she just had all the right stuff. So our patients was able to receive amazing care from her. So thank you for joining us today on our dedication of these amazing people that are worthy to join this path of 50 volunteers that have passed away, but we continue to think of them and their memory lives on in all of the work and services we do. Thank you so much from me, the board, and all of our dedicated staff.